Just mute yourself if you're not talking. Jabara, you muted. I can't.
Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Okay. For me, when I was younger, coming into a ministry where I didn't quite understand how to separate marriage and ministry. You know, your marriage is supposed to become before your ministry, and in the process of me playing, um, I put the ministry before my marriage, so I almost lost my marriage.
Mhm.
Almost lost my family. Because I was where I would make plans for my wife, but then I would get a call to do this and do that. I would drop whatever with my family and just make sure I was there for the ministry. So for me, um, it took a lot of it took for me to almost lose my marriage for me to really realize the correct order of of the Bible when it comes to um, first God, then your family, then the church. I had it backwards. So for me, now that I know, man, no, nobody comes before my family other than God.
But that's why also what I was talking about. That's why this conversation is so important. You have to surround yourself with people
Hmm.
so that you can have these. You know what I'm saying, Tony? You know what I'm saying, boss? You got
Mhm.
to have to have these kind of conversations because you know sometimes what can happen is you can feel like you're in a space all alone, but then come to find out that there are people who are experiencing the same stuff you're experiencing, but
Mhm.
nobody's talking. Nobody's told you or nobody said anything.
Mhm.
So, Jabari, thank you for sharing that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I'm an open book. Sometimes too
Mhm.
raw, but I mean, sometimes like you said, people do need to hear it because you know,
Mhm.
you when you go through stuff, you don't realize that you have so much in common with other people.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, as far as my guys who are here that are married, what would your advice be to a younger person or a single person as far as that's already in the ministry or a musician? What would your advice be to them?
Open communication for one, and then make sure you spend that you allot that time to that person. You can't always be about ministry. Your ministry starts in your home.
Mhm.
And
Okay.
I'm learning that now. Like
And that's good because we're not taught that,
45.
right? We're not taught that.
Nope.
That's
What
great.
people teach us is, oh, you're supposed to be at the church.
And that's what we did. I mean, from what 15, from 15 to probably about maybe 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Like all we knew was church.
Yeah.
We go to church and then we have our fun. But I mean, we ripped and ran back and forth, singing here, singing there, playing there. And like I said, it takes us to get the age that we are now, a little bit more wiser, been around other people, and they breaking it down to us. Nah, you have to spend that quality time with your family. So I'm learning.
Another kind of question that kind of popped up to my mind. Do you think the way relationships between men and women are now, do you think it's harder to get into a relationship um with a person that would understand you? Because it's this stuff going on, and as far as relationships between men and women, and women want certain things and men want certain things.
I'm glad I had a wife I got now, because I I know I could be a handful, and for one, my mouth is reckless at times. I'm just being very raw and honest, but she gets me. Giving my time to somebody else and taking the time to get. I ain't for that now. I'm too old for that.
I can't hear you, Tev. You muted.
I was
You were
agreeing
saying
with
something.
Jabari. Agreeing with Jabari.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's definitely harder now. The generation that's out there isn't on both sides. There isn't a lot of understanding being transferred across the table in anything. Like if you really just look at society, take relationships aside. Two people don't feel like they can disagree on anything and still sit at the table with each other. So yeah, with there being a lack of understanding, with the current generation, yeah, it's definitely it's super challenging to really find someone that's going to see you, accept you, and not try to force something, not try to lie, not try to fix you. All of these things that tend to happen in a relationship. Well, I'm gonna date them anyway, but I can fix that out of them. They go into church right now a whole lot, but I'll take nah. Like I think it's just we got a different breed out here right now on both sides of the table on that.
Mm.
But let me ask you a question. Are
Lulu
they
about to say something. You muted, Lulu. Unmute yourself.
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, I thought you were talking. Okay. What you saying, Ted?
oh, I was saying to boss, I was gonna push back on his thought. Are they different or are they unlearned because nobody's told them?
I mean, yeah, all of that, because all of the behaviors are learned, right? Like
Uh-huh.
our grandparents taught us what to do, and the reason we thought it would work is because we saw, husband and wives that just had a different commitment level to ministry. So we saw that grandma was going to go through what grandma was going to go through because grandpa had to preach, had to pastor, and that's what serving the Lord was at the center of what they did. There was nothing else. That was the core of our community. And that did not translate to the generation of people that we date, right? Like there is more, they want more, like there is a different thing. And now you look at the generation that's coming after us. If it hasn't been taught, then your point is spot on. They're going to replicate the behaviors that they
Yeah.
got from the generation before them. We serve
Mhm.
the way that we do because of the generation that modeled it for us. But we didn't go home with them and see the marriages all the time. We didn't see the hard conversations all the time. We just saw the beautiful worship in church. We saw church happening. We saw a service being executed, and a lot of us didn't get exposed to some of the more dicey opportunities and the real life behind all of that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good, Tony.
Lulu, what was the other questions?
Okay, so our second question was, would it be beneficial to choose a partner that is in the same career as you, like whether it being a singer or musician? But I feel like a lot of the things that we talked about goes into, I feel like it's all like a heart posture thing.
Mhm.
You have to be in the same heart posture. You don't have to always have the same process and thinking, but also knowing where you guys stand and what your intention is behind this relationship,
Mhm.
whether it be platonic or an intimate relationship. So I feel like all of that has been answered from this question, but some can piggyback on it, your thoughts and opinions on whether it could be beneficial on